The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Tuesday, the 13th day of December. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by One Communications Medical House and Lindo's. I'm Jamal Hartman, and I'm alone today. No, I'm not. Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Folks, we had our, holiday, Christmas, seasonal, whatever, dinner last night, Daily Hour team. We had everybody there, like everybody board. We had our, creative, people who do the logos. We had we had everybody, and I think we had fun. I'll ask Maya in a bit. I think we had fun. I think we actually liked each other in person. Not too many people like each other in person. Like, they work together, but they don't like it. Think about it. When some people go home from work, they speak to their children. Oh, there's clowns at work today. And then what happens? They take the child to work, and then the child repeats what they said. I don't think you will have that. I don't think Maddox is going to be coming to work and saying, Mama, you were right about Maya. I don't think that's going to happen in our house. But we had a good dinner last night, and we were at Ascot's. So if you were in Ascot's and you recognize somebody, it weren't me, but it might have been Maya, Larry, Phil, Sancha, and the crew. So had a good one. It's always nice being in person. Another quick thing, right? Those who do know, so Keitha, Shanta, and myself, we are the three owners of Bermuda Communications Group. 4 years of owning this business. Last night was the first time we've ever all been in one place at one time since we've owned the company. Ain't that crazy? 4 years in, first time we've all been together in one place. Yeah, so good dinner last night. Really enjoyed it, and hopefully the crew enjoyed it. Hopefully they're all awake and good to go. It was a lot of trash talk and good vibes, appreciation, and so on. But you know what, you guys? Guess who wasn't there? Well, I'm not going to do it because she's probably tuned in and she's probably going to be upset. But anyway, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we're discussing we're bringing on our sponsor, One Communications, and we're discussing holiday promotions. So we'll learn a bit about the science behind how they come up with what they do, some of the things they're doing that you can benefit from this year. The Daily Play, well, hopefully Maya sticks around for the Daily Play today, and we'll do some holiday trivia. I am proud to say what I did learn at last night's holiday dinner is that no one, the audience, you all were like, who's Brenda, right? Yesterday, I got you all. You did not know who Brenda Lee was. So if you didn't know who Brenda Lee was, you didn't know the song she sang. So I haven't found a question for Maya yet today. So I'll find one, and I'm sure, she answers pretty fast. So we may pull one over on her today. All right. No, let's get to it. We have a lot to discuss today, folks. A lot to discuss before we bring Shira on. There's been some talk, and I'm just going back to Burn News from last week, and I'll bring it up on the screen. So it's pretty much says employee payroll taxes. And you can see it says eliminating payroll taxes for the first 48,000 of labor income for all employees. This proposed change will remove 30% of the workforce from being liable for payroll tax while providing relief to these workers who are most affected by reduced purchasing power due to the high global inflation. It also says to compensate for lost revenue, the next 3 tax bands will need to be adjusted upwards, and the proposed rates are provided in table 1 below, which we'll go through. This one's key, folks, because you know how they think people will say, oh, the government eliminated the tax for something, and people always say, well, you better look to see where they made it up. This is a bit more intentional. They're telling you, well, while it's reduced here or eliminated here, the people who make a bit more are going to have to eat the costs. So keep your eye on that one. I want to emphasize that one. Goes on to say the result of these proposed rates will all see persons making under $105,000 annually paying less in payroll tax compared to the year prior, and that's in table 2. And then these proposed changes are estimated to result in 19.6 million in additional revenue for the Treasury. So here's the chart that was proposed. It basically says income bands 0 to 48,000. The previous rates were 1.5%, and the proposed rate is 0. But as you go up, you see the rates increased. Now, the question of the morning based on this, the question of the morning is very simple. What problems do you believe the proposed tax changes solve for Bermudians? What problems do you think this solves for Bermudians? Now, I've been throughout social media and people are not too happy. People seem to think a government that increases taxes or relies on taxes is a government out of ideas. Now, it's easy to say, well, no, I think it's fair because those at the lower end, can't afford to pay taxes. People will say that. But a lot of people have been singing this song as of late. And that song is Bermuda's middle class is disappearing. A lot of people have been doing that. Yes or no? Have you been impacted? Do you believe that this will impact the way you live? Do you think these proposed changes in the taxes will impact the way you live? Yes or no? Do you believe that they'll impact the way you live? Let's answer that question first. Do you believe these changes will impact the way you live? Payroll taxes, I tell you. I don't know. I just don't think taxes are a way out of our problems. I don't think they necessarily solve the problems. They help government generate revenue, but one would hope that governments find other ways other than taxing the people to generate revenue. This never ends well, in my opinion. And even those people who are at 235,000 to 900,000, there's a place called Zurich calling them. There are places that offer more competitive tax rates. They're calling them. I don't know. So to answer the question, what problems do you believe the proposed payroll taxes solve for Bermudians? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. Does it impact me directly? Yes, because I know some people say, oh, well, you don't live. No, I actually work in Bermuda. I do this show. This is part of this is taxed. But folks, do you realize, yes or no? Yes or no? Let us know before we get into the question. Yes or no? Do you believe you're impacted by tax changes? Do you feel it? Do you feel the tax changes? We all know you feel the rate of inflation, but do you feel tax changes? When these proposed rates, if they kick in, do you feel like, oh man, I'm making less money. I can't afford to go to the movies. Or I can't afford to take that trip. I can't afford to eat out for lunch. Are you feeling these tax changes? Let's go down a bit further as the business ones, right? So the business payroll taxes, it says reduction of payroll taxes for small and medium-sized businesses, payrolls under 1 million, hotels, restaurants, and retailers as detailed in table 3 below. Elimination of the payroll tax for farmers, fishermen, educational, sport, and science institutions and small businesses with an annual payroll of less than $200,000. Increase in exempted company payroll tax from 10.25 to 10.75. These proposed changes are estimated to be revenue neutral to the Treasury. I'm no expert at taxes, folks, but I really do hope that you all are paying attention. Just yesterday, the Royal Gazette, there was an article about a company, a St. Louis headquartered company based in Bermuda that was relocating to Switzerland. The only reason companies relocate is because they got a better deal. I don't know. Question: do you feel the impact? Do you feel the impact of tax changes? Michelle White says, not at my current income level, but if I was in the higher bracket, it may have a bad taste in my mouth to know a 4% increase was imposed. Bingo, Michelle. So, folks, let's keep with Michelle's comment. I know you all may be saying, "Oh, yes, tax the people making more. Tax those people making over 235 or whatever it was, right?" But remember what Craig Simmons said last week about people coming into Bermuda and buying groceries and paying rent and paying into electricity. More people should equate to lower pricing. Less people will drive cost up because businesses still have to make a certain number of dollars. If these people are now, their tax rates going up 4%, do you think that Bermuda is as attractive as other places who have better tax rates? So the question about what problems do you believe the proposed payroll tax changes solve for Bermudians? Well, I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't help with getting people to Bermuda. It doesn't. Why would someone want to come to Bermuda knowing that they're going to have to pay an increased tax rate? Now, you may be saying, "Oh, well, what else should the government do?" Well, there's a lot they can do, but unfortunately, no one elected me to make the decisions, and no one's paying me to serve in cabinet. But as a Bermudian, my hope would be that other Bermudians are reading this stuff, understanding this stuff, so that we can ask these questions of our elected officials on what do they believe these tax proposals solve for the Bermudian people. That should be the question all of us are asking. And those are the answers we need. Those are the answers we need. You hear it all the time in the US, tax the rich. Folks, I've said this term quite a lot on this show. The house always wins, you know? I'm not quite sure that these proposals, if they're still in existence, if they're still being tabled, I'm not quite sure that these proposals are in the best interest of Bermuda and Bermudians. I don't know. I'm not saying I have the answers. Michael Daniels said yesterday something, and I said, sometimes a plan B is simply freedom. It's not about having this big solution, but just because you don't have necessarily the solution doesn't mean that you can't identify the problem. Sometimes the solution takes more people, more minds, more conversations. But I don't know how these proposed changes will solve problems for Bermudians. I'm not quite sure. And I know the government is doing it. They said 30% of the workforce will benefit, right? They're making 48,000 or less. They said 30%. That's a good chunk. Almost a third of the population, right? But I don't know if that is going to be good in the short and long term for Bermuda's economy. What are your thoughts, folks? What problems do you believe the proposed payroll tax solves for Bermuda? And I'll just go through. This is from Burn News. This was the proposed changes to the payroll tax system for the next year's budget. It was the 23-24 budget. So the government says to achieve what they're trying to through consultation, employee payroll taxes. They're proposing to eliminate payroll tax for the first 48,000 of labor income for all employees. Good gesture. Good gesture. But as you go lower, you see people on the higher end, 1% between 48 and 96,000. 96,000 to 235. You're looking at 2.5. And you're looking at 3.5 of them is for 235 to 900,000. Let me tell you another loophole issue that we may have with this is when you look at this, folks, no one's considering that some people, right? Some people may actually be in two-income households, right? So let's consider you have a two-income household making 40,000 each. So they're making 80,000, right? Versus someone who falls in the income band making between 48 and 96, and they're at 75,000. Now, if there's two individuals making 40,000, they don't have to pay a proposed rate, but the individual who is single living on their own makes 75 has to. Is that fair? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Think about that for a second. Was this considered? Sean Smith says, well, the question is, what problems do you believe the proposed payroll tax changes solve for Bermudians? Sean Smith says none, because the cost of inflation wipes out any tax concessions people on the lower incomes will receive. Well, not lying. Was inflation considered? I'm pretty sure it was. But valid point, Sean. Sam Cat Place says the question is to do what with that money? Which just for clarity, Sam, what are you referring to? With what money? The additional revenue that they'll be saving from not paying taxes? Like, are you talking about the 48,000 people making 48 or less? Let us know. But I just, folks, think of the example I just gave you, though, right? If this is based on annual single income, a person in a two household income, both incomes 40,000 making 80,000 versus the person at 75,000, I think that it's unfair. That would be unfair, and I don't think that was well thought out. If that's a possibility of happening. Teresa Marie says, I think they're still attacking local mid-sized businesses, hence discouraging broader employment opportunities, and zero tax for 48,000, less than 48,000 is dumb. Why strive to make 50,000 just to pay 10%? So thank you for saying this, because that was my next point. So a person making 47,000 and their boss is proposing an increase to 51, does it really make financial sense for them to go for it? It's so many things that I think can lead to conversations and solutions in this. But I'm just not sure, folks. The purpose of this show is to really find ways for us to live better. What problems do you believe the proposed payroll tax changes solve for Bermudians? We want to find solutions to what we are, how we're living, things that impact us. Sometimes it just feels like the government make decisions. And when they make those decisions, they don't seem like they're in the best interest of Bermuda and Bermudians. Sam B says a better balance is needed as the middle class is made to shrink more. It's a bit discriminatory if other forms of income is not taxed. Yeah, I think this is another step to eliminating the middle class. I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that. And I think people have been saying this for years. People have been saying this for years. Michael Daniels says, could it be that Bermuda is gently moving towards overall proportional taxation? Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Michael. Scary. Samcat Place additional revenue. Are you talking about the government's additional revenue? What will they do with it? Look, folks, it's an interesting time. The truth is, we need more Bermudians in these conversations. We need more Bermudians in these conversations. Seeing taxes is never a good thing. Ask me how I know. I pay a lot of them in Bermuda and the US. Ask me how I know. It's not a fun situation seeing your taxes go up. And I don't think anyone is not trying to contribute to their economy or their country. I don't think that's what it is. All it is people are trying to survive and live. They're trying to do for self. Bermuda Bistro at the Beach says, will and do self-employed people report accurate income? Well, not only that, also people who receive tips. Because we know some of the biggest tax dodgers, they say in the US, at least it said, are people who work in jobs where they get tips, right? But you're right. Will this lead to more people not being honest about their accounts? Michelle White says, interesting that people may give up pay increases to avoid moving into another tax bracket. If it means they'll lose, yeah. Yeah. All right, folks. It's time. Let me bring Maya into the studio. We've got to get into the news break. But keep the comments and questions coming. I think it's a very interesting conversation, a very, very interesting conversation. But we'll continue it. We've got Shira Jado coming on from One Communications. We're talking about holiday promotions. Maya, are you ready? She's ready.
Good morning, good morning. This is the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. How are you, Jamal?
Well, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Nobody ever asks how I'm doing.
Oh, it's just you, so.
Oh, right. How you doing, Maya?
Really great. I had a really awesome time last night.
Yeah. So, see, Maya had a great time. So, folks, if you're just tuning in, we had our little holiday, Christmas, seasonal dinner. Well, I don't know what to call it these days, but we had a dinner for everyone. And we had some fun. I mean, there was no DJ. They didn't want me to do stand-up comedy or anything, so that didn't happen either. But we had good conversation and food, and I think it was a good time, Maya.
It was, because the one thing this group knows how to do is talk. We had some really good conversations, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And that was the first time I've ever been to Ascot's. So.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we went to Ascot's, folks, and food was pretty good. It was pretty good. We ran into one issue though. So I'm not just talking about me. I'm got to take somebody on the bus with me. So Phil and we saw on the menu it said this or this or. We saw or. And we wanted more than one thing. We wanted and, not or. So a couple of us got more than one appetizer because we changed the or to and. But it was really good. What'd you have, Maya?
I had soup, carrot and ginger soup as my appetizer, and then I had the salmon as my meal, and then this hazelnut mousse thing as my dessert, and that was wow.
Yeah.
That was wow.
Yeah. I had for appetizer I had that spinach salad, and
you had everything that you didn't like because it had cream in it.
Yeah, they had to go change my stuff, folks. You know, they bought my fish cakes back out, and then I had the shrimp that came with mahi mahi, and then I had an apple pie. Well, didn't I give the first apple pie away because they had ice cream in or something? But yeah, I had apple pie. So, folks, it was a good time. I don't know. I know everybody, it's holiday party season, but I'm gonna tell you, you can't touch TDH. We did it. Well, I think we did it big. What you think, man?
We did it pretty. I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to, Jamal, but I had a good time. That's how I'll put it. I had a
All right.
really great time.
All right, let's get to the news.
Not trying to hype you up too much. All right, yes, let's get to the news. So, Newsbreak is not looking too great right now. Unfortunately, inappropriate images of minors are being circulated around the island right now. The altered images show cropped headshots of individuals pasted or photoshopped onto images of different bodies in various stages of undress. A report has been made to the Bermuda Police Service, and the matter is under investigation. Now, the BPS is reminding the public about the Inappropriate Images Act, which basically states that a person who distributes an intimate image of any other person without the other person's consent in a way that could cause the other person distress, reasonably arises in circumstances, commits an offense. A person convicted of an offense is liable of summary conviction to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 3 years, on conviction or indictment to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 5 years. Anyone with information on the shared images asked to contact Inspector 709, Shawnita Tankard, or Acting Detective Sean Wolf at 247-1739.
So, quick question. I'm not in chat groups like that, but you're saying that they were taking people's faces and putting them on like bodies, like
Yes.
And they were like nude or something?
Undressed. Yes, so yes.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. What is it, a trend or just people being like, I'm trying to understand.
It sounds like people just being inappropriate and maybe thinking they're doing it as a joke, but it's very serious matters, and you can be in prison for something like this or charged with something like this. It is a felony to do it. So,
folks, if you get one of those images, you better report it, because I tell you what, you don't want that stuff in your you don't want that. Nah.
And because it's also minors as well, that's just an added felony on top of that, like distributing photos of minors. So definitely delete images. If you know something, say something, report to the police, because this should not be happening.
Yeah, it's nasty. What else you got for us?
Well, the Bermuda Police Service once again is appealing for anyone in the community who may have any additional information related to the stabbing incident which occurred on 1:30 p.m. on Friday, the 9th of December, in the area of Union Street in Hamilton City. You may remember the victim, a 25-year-old male who suffered a stab wound to the shoulder. Thankfully, it wasn't too life-threatening. Once he went to the hospital, he was released. There has been some concern that the incident may have been gang-related, and the police have wanted to assure the public that it actually is not gang-related at all, but a male suspect is being sought in connection with this stabbing. He is described as a white male, 5 foot 6 inches tall, small build with brown hair. He is known to frequent Queen Street in the city of Hamilton and is often seen near Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. Anyone with information on this matter is asked to contact Detective Constable Patrick Jones at 717-2170, or you can call 211 or talk to an officer you trust.
Interesting. Folks, if you know something, say something. What else you got for us?
On other news, the deadline, because we're talking about taxes right now, so here's another story that has to do with taxes. In other news, the deadline to apply for the payroll tax rebate for workers is this Thursday, December the 15th, coming up. The payroll tax rebate is available for eligible persons making less than $96,000 per the Public Treasury Regulations 2022. 75% of Bermudians' workforce is eligible to apply for this payroll benefit. A person who was an employee or self-employed at any time between July 1st to the end of June 30th of 2022 can apply for the benefit if they meet the salary requirements and other criteria in the regulations.
Okay.
Yeah. And if persons do wish to still apply for that, they have to apply online at economicrelief.gov.bm. And the benefits that you receive is either going to be $250 or $100.
And don't be like those folks in the U.S. applying for those PPP loans and ending up in prison. Folks be out there talking about, oh, I'm a millionaire now, getting a new house and 5 new cars and all that. Don't be that person. Anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent. Go ahead.
That's okay. And another related news for the youth, Bermuda Youth Connect are trying to get as many young Bermudians as they can to fill out a survey about digital technology and the growth in which we see it in our future, in connection with United Nations Development, who they're actually going to be chatting with soon in an interview, I believe today. Here's a video from one of the founders, RJ Peets.
Hello, Bermuda. My name is Ajay Peets, and I'm one of the co-founders of Bermuda Youth Connect. And Bermuda Youth Connect is helping the UNDP get survey responses to learn what Bermudians aged 18 to 35 think about digital technologies. This is a global survey and the largest mapping of digital economy. We will shape the next generation of technology, and this survey is going to guide efforts to best support digital development in small states just like Bermuda. These surveys are conducted on WhatsApp, Telegram, and Messenger. You need to send a message to the chat and the survey will start. After completing the survey, you will have access to a free digital course and a certificate from the UN, and you'll be able to join a conversation Bermuda Youth Connect will have with the UN. To complete the survey, or if you need more information about it, you can visit Bermuda Youth Connect's Instagram and Facebook page. Thanks for the support, Bermuda.
All right. I love those young folks. Look, I always say, it's about doing the work, and they're definitely doing it. So props to them being leaders among their generation to bring about the changes that they want to see.
Yeah, and the survey doesn't take long. I took it myself, and it actually has some really great questions up in there that made me think about, okay, how do I actually want to see Bermuda, and what am I concerned about when it comes to technology on our island? So definitely take it. If you don't fall between the age range of 18 to 35, send it to someone who does, and just keep sending it around, because it is like a global survey, and to have Bermuda on that mapping of that would be really great, and to have a good number would be awesome, because we're really small. So to have a large number compared, like percentage wise, would be really great, population wise. And lastly, on news I have is that I will be interviewing Sophia Tessitore tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Media Maya Live. She is the newest candidate of the OBA, and she's 21 years old. So we're going to be talking about her political choices, her background, getting to know a little bit, and her goals and the timeline that she kind of has to achieving those goals.
Miss Google Me herself. Yeah. What I'm talking about, folks, is someone asked who is she or something, and they said she responded, Google me. I'm like, my goodness, ain't nobody know you, young lady, but I like your attitude. Anyway, what else you got? What's the weather looking like?
You are not gonna let that down. Well, today, since Sandra's not here to tell you guys what the weather is, I guess I will. A mix of sun and cloud, a couple of brief showers passing by, and we have a high of 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's going to be kind of chilly out there today. It was really chilly riding last night. So, get your jackets, everybody, and get them warm socks, because it's getting cold.
I got caught in the rain yesterday. I was leaving a meeting with a CEO, and I was riding, and we weren't raining the whole time we were having lunch. I got drenched, had to put my clothes in the dry. It was a bad feeling. I'm just like, you're back in Bermuda when you're riding and get drenched. And yeah, and I don't have a rain suit, obviously. I don't need rain suits when I'm driving all the time. Real quickly, before I do days of the year, I just want to remind everyone, yes, you can, you don't need social media to watch the Daily Hour anymore. It is on demand on thedailyhour.com. I know for years since we started this show, people were looking for other options, and you can now, just like you could go on one of the news websites and read the news, you can go on thedailyhour.com directly to watch the show. Thank you to everyone who does that already. We don't have the chat feature, but we are working on getting the chat feature up and going so that you can also communicate if you'd like to comment or ask questions of us while we're live. So what's the day of the year today? Let's see. It's something, well, looks like they're celebrating National Cocoa Day in the U.S. National Cocoa Day. It says National Cocoa Day reminds everyone that their options go far beyond tea or coffee when it comes to that morning hot beverage. So get ready to spend some time enjoying National Cocoa Day at its finest, and something about culture and early 1400 AD. And we ain't talking about all that, but what? You drink hot cocoa?
What? Yes. The other day, the boat parade, I feel like I had passed on a family tradition, because normally my grandma will come out, but she didn't want to come out this year. She was tired. It's been a while. But I had the thermos of hot cocoa and a thermos of tea for the family that was there. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got this going. I felt really proud of myself. So yeah, definitely a hot cocoa fan.
I haven't had a hot cocoa in years, folks, like years. I mean, I don't even know if they sell it in Florida. It's so hot. But no, I'm going to have to try some hot cocoa before I leave. That's what I'll do. Maya, you going to stick around for Daily Play today?
I will stick around for the Daily Play, since I'm going to get it right.
We got it today, folks. She's just acting like damn. She keeps getting everything right. Maya, we'll see you in a few. Folks, do not go anywhere. We've got Shira from One Communications coming up. We're talking about some holiday promotions. Stick with us.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose Peoples, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it Peoples, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. Peoples, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick, tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, you don't have social media, no problem. Bermuda's Daily Talk Show is now streaming live on our website, thedailyhour.com. So I know. I have finally got there. People, I don't have Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I don't know how to use YouTube. It's hard to find you on YouTube. You don't need any social media platform, Twitter, none of it. You can go directly on our website. The same way how you can go on a news website and read your news, you can go directly to the Daily Hour website and watch your favorite daily talk show. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest for the day. We've got Shira coming back. Let's give her a warm TDH. Welcome. Oop, that's the wrong one. Sorry, Shira. They're going crazy. Welcome back. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, first off, since you were last here, congratulations. You have a new one that you brought into the world.
In the background, so you know.
Oh, we love background. We love background. But no, congratulations on the addition to your family, and welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about what you got going on since the pandemic. Right, a lot has changed. The way people shop, the things consumers are buying. How has shopping changed with a company like One? I know some people still think One only does cell phones. Some people see you as the cable company. We have a commercial that we've been playing for some time with helping with security, but just how has it changed for you guys since the pandemic?
Yeah, so I mean, we have increased, our internet speeds now go up to 1 gig. People are home more, they're doing more from home, they're playing more video games, they're working from home. There's more users with the more devices like iPads and laptops and everything. So, we keep increasing the speed. So we now go up to 1 gig, which is super fast. We have home security, which we launched about a year ago, I want to say now. So internet, home security, TV, mobile, we have it all. Funny enough, the shopping experience, though, because of the pandemic, we did a lot to make sure everything went online. So you can go on our website, you can basically check out, order anything online. And so we were expecting that this year as well. Black Friday launched, Christmas promotions, and I was sitting there on the website going, where's all the orders? The store was packed again. So, I think people really wanted to get out and get in-person shopping this year. So that was really interesting that it shifted away from online. Like we had a lot of online orders last year, mostly online, and this year shifted right back into retail.
That's interesting. And audience, I'd like to ask the audience out there, now that we're kind of somewhat back to normal, do you all prefer going in person or online? Because you're not the first one to tell me. If you look at the numbers in the US over Black Friday weekend, they actually said more people were out than they expected because everyone's always talking about online, especially in the age of Amazon. Let's talk about collaboration. and I wish I would have had it up, folks, but we don't have the license and rights to play it. But you recently collaborated with Tashal Bean, who does a lot of the fun animated videos. How did that come about, and how is it? Why is it so important for a company like One to work with local creatives?
Yeah, so Tashal is amazing. I'm a huge fan of his BDA short animations. They're hilarious. For those who haven't seen them, definitely go check them out. They're very funny. But, we always like to work with Bermudians and local content creators and just Bermudians in general, Bermuda small businesses, big businesses. And, we've been watching Tashal for a while. And the last couple of years, we had a launch video for our holidays. And we just thought, wouldn't it be fun to have a really good Bermudian video with a bit of humor and bring Tashal on to work on it. He's super talented. So we reached out and we were both really excited to work together. We said, hey, Tashal, you have a month. Is that going to be okay? He was super quick. He even, we gave him a concept. He wrote the script even for us. And he had that video, basically his first shot. We were like, this is amazing. We're so excited to get it out there. So I'm sure you've seen it. It's all over YouTube, Facebook. It's on our website. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's hilarious. And he's amazing.
Indeed, Philip Trott says that commercial is amazing. One of the best local ads ever. No, honestly, I saw it and I was just like, One gets it right. You all hit it. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. That's amazing to hear.
Yeah, we got one response. Michelle White, she says in-person shopping, she likes to touch and see the products that she buys. So interesting that. So let's shift gears a bit. So working with local creatives is such an important aspect of what you do, but One also finds ways to empower Bermuda and Bermudians through charitable causes. How do you go about choosing what causes you're going to tie yourself to, and how important is that for the overall goals of One Communication?
So this year, after COVID, it was really important for us. Sorry, there's the baby.
Oh, that's fine. We have
we've
dogs.
got a whole thing here. But this year we felt after COVID, it was really important to give back to the kids. We felt the kids were hit most by the pandemic. They weren't able to go out and have fun. A lot of people lost jobs, and Christmas is going to be a really hard time for a lot of people to buy gifts for these kids, let alone food on the table. So this whole year, we really focused on kids. We did a really fun kids zone at Harbor Night. We focused on kids charities. So this Christmas was no exception. We team up with the Family Center and we do, we get a big list of toys that the kids want or gift cards, and we go out and we have a big shopping session that we do. We're actually going to put out a video, I believe, this week. We teamed up with Patrina, who hosted our little shopping session this year. So we had a little fun with it. But the Family Center is a really big one for us. We have an advent calendar. So every day you can go in and win prizes. But part of that is also charity. So we have SCARS, the Coalition for the Protection of Children. We also teamed up with them this year, and we did their feeding program in October, which is also huge. It's a breakfast program for kids in schools, which is so important in our school systems. So we're teaming up with a lot of the organizations for children. That's what we did this year.
Okay. That's interesting. It's good. And speak to us, you kind of gave a synopsis how you go about working with creatives and charitable causes. How does one determine what holiday promotions? Now, I mean, retail is so different now. I mean, you've got like companies like Amazon who really don't, one would say they don't necessarily own product, but they are a driver of product, and just have services that they provide. And people feel like it's a one-stop shop. You're competing against a global market these days, right? So how do you decide what you're going to offer for holiday promotions? What goes into that?
So that's actually a really easy one, because we always know what people want is big discounts on devices. They want the new phone under the tree. They want a free big TV that they can wrap up, or I don't know how you wrap a TV, but you put that next to the tree. And this year we did something even better. We introduced laptops. So if you're a new customer, if you're an existing customer, and you sign on to our Next One program with most of our internet plans, you get a massive discount, especially at Christmas or holidays, on a new laptop. We have MacBooks, iPads, Lenovo's, iMacs. So you can literally go sign up for Next One and you can have a new laptop wrapped up under the tree this year. So that's new for us. So, the decision is easy. It's just big discounts on all the fun devices.
All right. And what are some of the other holiday promotions you have going on for this holiday season?
So we have different holiday plans for our mobile phones where you can save big on the new iPhone. We have all 4 different iPhones. One of the big things for the iPhones this year is a lot of people tend to go away and shop while they're away, and they think I'll pick up the new iPhone while I'm away. The new iPhones have eSIMs in the US, which is not supported right now in Bermuda. So don't buy the iPhone overseas because it will not work when you come back. So we have big discounts on all 4 of the iPhone models. Big discounts, like I said, on laptops. You can literally buy a MacBook for $199, which is amazing. You can get a free iPad. The Lenovo's you can get free or $199 depending on the plan you choose. And then also we team up with Sound Decision. And this year we've also teamed up with Audio Visual. So that's new for this season. And you can go and on our Next One program with our internet or our TV bundles, you can go home with a free TV. So those are the main promotions that we have this year. And again, it's just big discounts. Go get a free phone or a free laptop, a free TV, and get that under your tree.
And I don't know if that tree is going to make it under the tree, though, folks.
The TV won't. The TV won't go next to it.
So just tell us, any special hours that you're opening as we get closer to Christmas?
Yeah, so it's really our 9 to 5 hours. We did have on Black Friday, we were open till 8 p.m., but you can shop online anytime. So onecom.bm with 2 M's, and you can shop for anything online. And then you just pick it up in the store. It's really easy. And that's 24/7, of course.
All right. And I know back in the day, during the holidays, people would get maybe a free service, like additional movie channels or something like that. Anything like that happening this year with One,
Just have to wait and see.
I always ask a question on this show with you guys, like say, so anything that's happening that you're not gonna, she
I always find something. I have to find something.
Yeah. But no, this is exciting. And I know one of the things that you said just now about the new iPhone, letting people know it's not going to work in Bermuda. With that said, I don't know if you can answer this, but how does that transition work? Like, is it going to be is it a time period? Is it something that has to be passed by the regulatory authority? Like, how does that, just so people know that you're not just trying to sell them so that they buy it from you?
Oh yeah, no. So this is obviously a newer technology that we don't have yet in Bermuda. We are working on getting it in Bermuda, and it's just finding, the right partners and the right technology to make sure that we support our customers the best we can with the new technology. It is coming. It's just not something we have right now. So you can buy it away and, obviously wait till we have it. But again, you can get an iPhone 14 from us for $99 on a lot of our plans. So save that money. And no reason why not to get it locally.
Indeed, folks. I know how folks are. You'd be like, "Oh, she just wants to buy from." No, it's
no,
real
really.
technology.
I just don't want someone to be disappointed, right? That they bought something away and they can't use it.
Oh, I agree. We know people who will do that. Shira, thank you so much. Again, just tell people it's onecom.bm with 2 M's on com, correct?
Yes, onecom.bm with 2 M's. You can shop, like I said, 24/7. Our customer care is always open till 1 a.m. So 700-7,000. Our retail staff are working hard, excited to see everybody. And don't sleep on those laptops and iPads for Christmas because they are flying off the shelves. So that's always an inventory thing. So don't sleep on that.
All righty, Shira Jato, thank you so much. Again, congratulations to you and your family, and wishing you all the best holiday season ever.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Shira Jato, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Shared a lot of important information, folks. You looking for that late gift, you know where to go, you know how to cap it. If you appreciated the discussion about taxes and the conversation with Shira, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Folks, real quickly, I know Michelle White's the only one that answered it, but yes, let us know. Do you prefer shopping in person or shopping online? What do you prefer these days, shopping in person or shopping online? We're going to take a break and we'll go to those comments when we come back. We'll also do the daily play with Maya. Do not go anywhere.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring, because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more, so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security. There's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Shira Jato from One Communications coming on, having that conversation. If you appreciated today's conversation discussion, also please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share these conversations. Hey, Maya taught me something last night too, taught us, all of us. Probably you get more response when you share via WhatsApp, share the links via WhatsApp than you do on social media, traditional, but that's the thing. Anyway, let's bring Maya in. I want to see what she thinks, whether she shops in person, like she prefers to shop in person or online. Maya, you coming in or please come in? Yeah, I was getting lonely. So what do you prefer, shopping online or in person?
I'm an in-person shopper all the way. I'll look online first just to see what you got. If it's in stock, I'll give you a call, but I'm not gonna pay online. I would actually show up.
Yeah. Okay. So in person. Karen Simmons says in person. Asta K. Harvey says in person. Sean Smith says in person. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says online for the most part. In some cases, you need to go to the store in person. Nicole Walker says online. Interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you. It depends on what I'm purchasing. If it's a book, I'll take it online. Clothing, I go in person. In Bermuda, I prefer in person. I do. In Bermuda, I want to go to the People's Pharmacy to do it. I go to the One Communications. But in the US, I don't want to be around large crowds, so I would probably do a lot of stuff online. So like Black Friday, you'd never catch me in a mall or a store. Like, have you done Black Friday before, Maya?
Mm-mm.
No?
I don't participate.
Yeah, I've never been in that rush. It's not appealing to me. Yeah, but it's daily playtime, right? Thanks again to One Communications, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we're able to do this. Time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. And folks, the holiday edition is out and about, so go check it out. Maya, are you ready?
I'm hyped. That's good.
All right, let's see. I got to ask the question. Okay, let me pick this up. I don't know the answer to this question because I haven't looked. I just looked yesterday to find out. All right, here we go. I don't know how to pronounce this. Jose Feliciano scored a big hit with this song.
It's a Christmas theme song, right? It wasn't you raised me up there.
Everyone's Googling. Jose Feliciano scored a big hit with this song. The answer.
Hang on.
Oh, they got it.
Stop. Don't say it. Because I see a comment. Don't say Feliz Navidad. Oh my gosh.
They got it. They got it. They got it. Feliz Navidad. Sherry, you didn't get it right. You just said Feliz. You didn't get it right, Sherry. Joanne Trot, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Yeah, that was it, man.
I feel like my ancestors probably want to slap me across the
I mean, I thought it was appropriate for you. I thought it was appropriate. You know, Maya, but you can't get them all. You can't win them all, you know. You can't win them all. That's your first one, you know. You know, you just go, you know, study a bit more.
ruin my entire day.
Wow. Hey, folks. Last night, I'm about to share this. So remember, we had our dinner last night, and so we were talking about something. And remember, Larry Marshall Jr. was one of Maya's teachers, right? Maya says, "I'm still not." This is true, folks. She was still not happy about not winning an award when she was in school. I was like,
yes, that's the one at graduation. But yeah.
Maya is competitive.
I was very sour. I was sour. I'm like, how you guys not pick anyway? I'm still holding on to that.
Maya, hey, look, Maya putting in the work. She wants the rewards, folks. She was serious. She was serious.
I was serious, but I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't the best student in middle school, so they probably made the best decision based on merit.
Well, sometimes, you know, you may not have been the best then, but it's where you are now. That's what counts, you know.
Yep.
What are your final thoughts on today's show?
Final thoughts on today's show. Always interesting talking about payroll tax and how even the economy and our system gets our money and where we get it from. We always know that payroll taxes is where the government gets the majority of their revenue. So whether they choose to fluctuate it, move it up or down, you know, it's always going in a higher range most times, especially in this economy that we're living in at the moment. Everything's going up in price. So it's not a surprising shocker, but it is still something that affects us all. So it's always interesting to like know where we stand in payroll tax. Other than that, the conversation of One Communications, always nice to know what's going on in there and how we can get, you know, better telecommunication and even just them collaborating with comedian artists to get their ads out. Like I can't remember the name that they spoke of, but I love their work too. And I'm always looking at Bermuda Shorts. Like they're hilarious.
Oh, to show, yeah.
Yes, I love what they do for the community.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my overall thoughts.
Yeah, I think the tax situation's interesting. I just, my hope is that people are able to make a living for themselves and their families and support themselves. So I just want people to try to understand taxes a bit more so that they can have informed opinions and ensure that they know what's in their best interest. Want to share this comment that we didn't get to earlier. Sean Smith stated, most guest workers are subject to being taxed twice on their income earned in Bermuda because they have to file income taxes in their own countries. And I wonder how this will affect them. Correct. I'm one of those people. I'm not a guest worker, I'm Bermudian, but I have to file in Bermuda and in the US on monies earned in Bermuda. And it's a lot. It's not easy. So I am taxed twice. I can relate to that. As far as the conversation with Shara, I echo what Maya just said, folks. Tashelle and those guys with Bermuda Shorts, they do absolutely incredible work. And, you know, Bermuda's not like a lot like other countries where they have multiple TV stations where he can create a series and it's going to be on there, or even like Bermudians, and this is not a criticism, but we're not driven YouTube users. We're just not there, right? So even putting a local series on there just doesn't generate the interest. So I give much credit to One Communications for working with him, and hopefully more companies, even the cup match teams during cup match, the Bermuda Football Association in sports, will work with someone like Tashelle to really utilize the creativity that is in Bermuda. So I props to One Communications for that, and all the things they're doing to empower people throughout the community. On that note, Maya, let me Google some daily inspiration real quickly.
You forget this every time I'm on the show with you.
Yeah. So what happened is, you know, they had me out late last night, you all, and you know, I kind of, you know, didn't get around to it. But what I will say is, you know, we're talking about taxes, right? And, taxes are meant to support, the infrastructure, the economy, and the country. And in Christmas, we talk about charity a lot, and we discuss, the feeding of the homeless. But Nelson Mandela told us that overcoming poverty is not a task of charity, right? It's an act of justice. Think about that. On that note, thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you. We love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Maya Palacio. I'm Jamel Hartman. My friends, please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out.